Greetings. Bon Monday it is. I am hailing all the way from Cape Town, but I'm here to actually talk about uprooting. Um, if you actually missed out the last video, I was actually talking about the introduction to uprooting and as well as restoring the garden. Garden being symbolic of wealth as well, because as you know, tree is uh, one of the few features in a tree is its fruit, of course. So with uprooting, it actually speaks to a part of you that needs to sacrifice. If you think about it and you think about many religions that we looked up to and the people that are religious figures, they always talk about sacrifices, offering those to God. It was often symbolic of reuniting. Therefore, you actually have to sacrifice a part of you in order for you to transform into uh, someone that is actually recognized by the gods. You know, some people have to sacrifice, make human sacrifices, meaning blood had to be spilled. You know, some it was burnt offerings. So it was with all this thing. Actually speaking about uprooting because me being Christian, I actually read into the parables and it actually spoke. Jesus spoke about the ground being symbolic of the heart, meaning the field is symbolic about the heart. So when you're looking into what you need to uproot, it's all those trees that are not growing fruit or that are growing the fruit that you don't want, because you are in a place where you basically not satisfied with where you are or who you are, you know. So you have to actually change, or you have to sacrifice a part of you in order for you to grow and to be somebody different. You get what I'm saying? So with all these things, I'm just gonna go and dive into the different costs in terms of like uprooting. Now with these different costs, you have to understand the first, which is the least of important. There's three different parts and three different costs. The least most important of them is material. Yes, guys, material, money, whatever you actually put in that, material is the least most important of all of them, because you can actually lose material and get it back. Think about the money that you actually spend recklessly and how you got it back. You know, sometimes some of the people find their own forms of hustle going out in the streets. Some sell weed, some sell a pack, you know, some are working 9 to 5, and some are doing their own forms of hustles. Some are running a business, but some are investing, you know, some of the cash. So material is something that you can lose and make back. So it's the least most costly of all three things. And the second most costly above, or most expensive form of or maybe most costly thing is time, because you have no control over time. Think about it, like this very second you're living it right now, watching my content or watching somebody else's at the same time, so, or doing other things, but you will never get this time back. It's gone. And no, when you're aging, we've been dying since the day that we were born. We're aging, basically. You'll never get your time back. It's over. It's done. So time is the second most valuable thing, and the most costly thing, which is number one. It's not material, which is the least. It is not time, of course. It is your psyche, because your psyche basically gives you more info on what you're gonna get out of your time. What you invest in is something that you actually been thinking about, things that have been owning you. It's the things that are saying here, things that actually determine your decision making. So psyche, what you give your energy to, that is the most costly thing, because your psyche can actually determine what you get out of your time. Your psyche can, if you lose sense of logic, it can actually also determine what you actually spend your money on. So psyche is the most expensive and the most costly of all of these things. So I want you to actually look into all of those three things, and you have to understand now, with where you need to go, you need to sacrifice a part of you in order for you to become something else. Be it that you want to be a priest, be it that you want to be an entrepreneur, be it that you want to be a person that explores different areas of life. You cannot do it in your hometown, bro. If you don't have a mountain in your hometown, where you gonna hike? on a hill, you know. So it's a point of like, if you want to learn how to swim and you don't have no swimming pool, no place where there's a swimming pool, you cannot do it in your hometown. So therefore, you have to sacrifice the comfort of your hometown to actually get that somewhere else. You get what I'm saying? So you have to sacrifice, and you have to be willing to uproot a part of you. You know, you have to uproot what you invest your time in order for you to actually fully invest your time in something that's going to be fruitful and that's going to give the fruits that you're looking for. You understand what I'm saying? So that is the importance of uprooting. And as for today, man, that's all I'm gonna give to you. You know, basically summarizing everything. Sacrifice is always a demand. Be it that you're actually looking into sacrificing or making, looking into religion. Sacrifices were always demanded for forgiveness, to reunite. You know, for you to actually get in line with your purpose, man. Whether you go into semen retention or whether you go into nofap or whatever, these things demand sacrifice in order for you to be like fully focused on your purpose. But it always starts with understanding your why factor. Why are you doing this? You know, so you can actually understand or determine what you need to sacrifice. You know, and you need that tunnel vision. But all the things that you attach yourself to, bruh, it's things that you were born into. You know, alcohol, the women, everything, like the makeup that they wear. It's These are the things that they were born without. You know, these are the things that you thought that you actually need, but you only find out that you don't really need them when you don't really have them around you. You know, the cigarettes, the alcohol, everything, bro, the juice, the sugar that you actually have, the meat that you're actually eating. You know, you have to go vegan in order for you to understand that you can actually have a life without meat. So sacrifice is something that you need to do in order for you to change, or in order for you to transform into the person that you need to be, in order for you to reap the fruits that you're looking for. But you cannot get it like having the same thing. You know, you want to be a person of like Thanos stature, but you are busy playing Timon and Pumbaa. It doesn't happen like that. You know, it doesn't happen like that. You have to change. You have to sacrifice certain things, things that you always invested yourself into. You have to change that. You have to change your budget. You have to change how you think. The first thing in the morning, your daily morning routine. Maybe you started off with alcohol. You have to change that, bro. You have to change that. You have to channel maybe to different things. That you have to try meditation. You have to watch videos that are inspiring you. You have to look into different things now in order for you to be a different person. You have to sacrifice the person you once were. That's the cost of uprooting. If you want to watch more content on semen retention and you're thinking that can actually get you in a purpose, go do so. There's plenty of guys that are doing a lot of content concerning semen retention. If you want to actually now dive into the word because you felt like your relationship with God has been compromised, you know, so many things are occupying your mind, go and do it. But you have to sacrifice a certain time, things that you use to invest yourself into, or things that you use to invest into. You have to sacrifice all of that shit. You have to put it all on the side in order for you to actually make time for that. So make time for yourself. You know, go hiking, do whatever. You know, self-discovery demands you to actually sacrifice a part of you that you thought was you, but it's not. You know, it was not. So yeah, bro, cheers to uprooting. You know, it's a very important part of your life because that's step number one, or step number two rather. Because first and foremost, you have to actually ask yourself, why are you actually uprooting? If your why factor is very much important, then you'll understand the importance of you having to make those sacrifices. So to my community, I say to you, be blessed. To uprooting, may you multiply. Cheers.